Hades, the god of the underworld who was never evil. Before we begin, forget everything you think you know about Hades. For thousands of years, people have imagined him as the villain of Greek mythology. A dark ruler sitting upon a throne of shadows, commanding the dead and spreading fear throughout the world. But the truth is far more fascinating. Hades was not the god of death. He was not the devil. And unlike many gods of Olympus, he was neither cruel nor reckless. In many ways, Hades was one of the most fair and responsible gods in all of Greek mythology. This is the story of Hades, Lord of the Underworld. Long before Hades ruled the realm of the dead, he was born into a world ruled by fear. His father was Cronus, king of the Titans. Cronus had received a terrifying prophecy. One day, one of his own children would overthrow him and take his throne. Terrified of losing power, Cronus did the unthinkable. Each time one of his children was born, he swallowed them whole. Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, Poseidon, one by one. They disappeared into the darkness within their father's body. Hades spent his earliest existence trapped inside Cronus. Unable to see the world, unable to know freedom, only darkness surrounded him. But destiny had other plans. His youngest brother Zeus escaped the fate of the others. Raised in secret on the island of Crete, Zeus grew strong and eventually challenged Cronus. With the help of powerful allies, Zeus forced his father to release the children he had swallowed. For the first time, Hades emerged into the light. But freedom came at a price. A great war was about to begin, the Titanomachy, the war between the Titans and the future Olympian gods. For 10 years, the conflict shook the cosmos. The earth trembled. The seas raged. The heavens burned with divine power. During the war, the Cyclopes forged legendary weapons for the three brothers. For Zeus, they created the thunderbolt. For Poseidon, the trident. And for Hades, they crafted one of the most powerful artifacts in Greek mythology, the Helm of Darkness, a magical helmet capable of making its wearer completely invisible. Armed with this gift, Hades became a crucial force in the war. When the battle finally ended, the Olympians emerged victorious. The Titans were defeated. Cronus was overthrown. And a new age began. The three brothers now had to divide the universe among themselves. To ensure fairness, they cast lots. The sky was given to Zeus. The sea was given to Poseidon. And Hades received the underworld. Many would consider this the worst outcome, but Hades accepted his role without complaint. From that moment forward, he became the ruler of the realm of the dead. Deep beneath the earth lay the underworld, a vast kingdom hidden from mortal eyes. Contrary to popular belief, the underworld was not a place of eternal torture. It was simply where souls went after death. Every mortal, whether king or peasant, eventually arrived at its gates. The entrance was guarded by one of mythology's most famous creatures, Cerberus, a monstrous dog with 3 heads. Its purpose was simple: prevent the dead from escaping and prevent the living from entering. Once a soul crossed into the underworld, there was no easy return. The newly dead would encounter Charon, the ferryman. For a single coin, he would transport souls across the river Styx, one of several rivers that flowed through the realm of the dead. Beyond the river stood the kingdom of Hades, silent, ancient, eternal. At the center of it all sat Hades upon his dark throne, not as a monster, not as a devil, but as a king carrying out his duty. His responsibility was to maintain order among countless souls, to ensure that the natural balance between life and death remained intact. Unlike Zeus, Hades rarely interfered with mortal affairs. Unlike Poseidon, he did not unleash storms out of anger. Unlike Ares, He did not seek war. He ruled quietly, efficiently, and fairly. Yet one story would forever define his legacy. The story of Persephone. One day, Persephone, daughter of Demeter, was gathering flowers in a meadow. Suddenly, the earth split open beneath her. From the darkness emerged Hades in his chariot. Captivated by her beauty, he carried her away into the underworld. Demeter was devastated. She searched endlessly for her daughter. Her grief became so overwhelming that crops stopped growing. The earth began to die. Famine spread across the world. Eventually, Zeus intervened. A compromise was reached. Persephone would return to her mother. But there was a problem. Before leaving the underworld, Persephone had eaten pomegranate seeds, a sacred food of the dead. Because of this, she could never fully leave Hades' realm. The solution became one of the most famous myths in history. For part of the year, Persephone would live with Demeter on Earth. During those months, flowers bloomed, trees flourished, life returned to the world. But when Persephone returned to Hades, Demeter's sorrow caused autumn and winter to arrive. Thus, the ancient Greeks explained the changing seasons. Over time, Persephone became more than a captive. She became queen of the underworld, ruling beside Hades as an equal. Together, they governed one of the most mysterious realms in existence. Despite ruling over death itself, Hades rarely appears in myths compared to other gods. This is partly because the ancient Greeks respected and feared him. Many avoided speaking his name directly. Instead, they used titles such as the Rich One. This nickname referred to the wealth hidden beneath the earth. Gold, silver, precious gems, all treasures buried underground belonged to Hades. He was not only ruler of the dead, he was also master of the earth's hidden riches. Few dared challenge him. Even the gods treated him with caution. One famous exception was Heracles. During his 12 labors, Heracles descended into the underworld and confronted Cerberus. Rather than destroying the hero, Hades allowed him to take the beast temporarily, provided no weapons were used. This decision reflected Hades' character. He was strict, but he was not unreasonable. Another famous visitor was Orpheus, a musician so talented that his music moved gods and spirits alike. When Orpheus entered the underworld seeking his beloved Eurydice, even Hades was touched by his sorrow. For perhaps the first time, the ruler of the dead showed mercy. He agreed to let Eurydice return to the world of the living. But there was one condition. Orpheus could not look back until both had reached the surface. Sadly, at the last moment, Orpheus turned around. Eurydice vanished forever. The tragedy became one of the most heartbreaking stories in Greek mythology. Stories like these reveal a side of Hades many people never see. He was not driven by cruelty. He was not obsessed with punishment. He simply upheld the laws that govern life and death. Without Hades, the balance of the universe would collapse. The dead would have nowhere to go. The natural order would cease to exist. His role was essential, yet it was often misunderstood. As centuries passed, new religions and cultures merged different concepts of the afterlife. Gradually, many people began comparing Hades to the devil. But this comparison is inaccurate. The devil punishes souls. Hades merely rules over them. The devil represents evil. Hades represents inevitability. Death comes for everyone. Kings, heroes, warriors, and common people alike. In that sense, Hades was not a villain. He was a reminder of a truth that no one can escape. Even today, thousands of years after the myths were first told, Hades remains one of the most fascinating figures in Greek mythology. A god feared by mortals, respected by gods, and misunderstood by history. Because beneath the shadows of the underworld sat not a monster, but a king, a ruler carrying one of the most important responsibilities in existence, the guardian of the dead, the keeper of balance, the lord of the underworld. Hades,